Hi, I'm Susan, and I'm about to show you a painting that I did last week of begonias and coleus. I built the painting up from a reference photo, and I didn't draw it first. I drew with my brush and color. I like to do that. It keeps me loosened up. Otherwise, it feels to me like I'm coloring in the lines, and I don't like that look as a final product. I recorded this on 3 separate videos because this painting took me several days. And I hope you will follow along. I have sped it up ×4. I've edited it down so that you get only the essence of my actual painting. There was a lot in between that I threw on the edit floor. So I have edited this down to a little bit under 19 minutes. But I feel like if you're interested in a process of watercolor, this may give you some pointers. Now, I will say I don't say very much the first 2/3 of the painting, but I will try to give you an indication of what I'm doing in the painting. I'm using primarily Daniel Smith paints. I have put the paints together in a little travel kit that I use when I travel around, so it folds up nicely into a little box. These are pretty much right now my favorite colors, but they change from time to time. These little pans can be taken out and switched around. So some of these are getting low. I need to finish them, and you won't be surprised when you see how heavy-handed I am with the paint. I love saturated color, and I'm guilty of that. I don't leave very much white of the paper. Maybe I leave perhaps no white of the paper in this particular painting. I use very cheap brushes in this particular painting because I was trying to recreate what I would do if I were out in the field. I do quite a bit of plein air painting when I travel. And in this painting, I used a cheap Chinese calligraphy brush. Probably cost me $3 or $4 somewhere. It doesn't even have a name on it. And I used one of my old favorites, quills. This is a very old quill brush. It's a number 2. It's an Isabey, but Raphael and a number of other companies sell this brush. I really like it because it goes down to a point, but it also holds a lot of paint in the thicker part. This is not a big painting. I can tell you exactly. It's 14 by 10. 14 by 10 painting. I will put it up in a clip at the very end of the video. So join me as I very quickly, ×4, I sped this up 4 times the actual painting time. I paint very slow. So join me as I do my painting. Hello. In this final video, the third of 3 videos, where I am finishing up this painting of begonias and coleus, so far this painting has taken me probably all total, I would guess maybe 2 or 3 hours. I have come back to it on a couple of occasions over a week's time. And I'm putting some finishing touches to nuance these petals. The oranges and yellows really have to be very carefully nuanced, because to put dark values in yellow is kind of a tricky game. I'm using a couple of brushes here. One brush I will float some water or some light colored paint, and the other one sometimes I lift back. My challenge is to create no hard edges. The hard edges are in the ruffles of the coleus, and I'm adding a little bit of hard edge to define some of the begonia petals. Here I am lifting. This is a little stiff brush where I'm lifting back some of the orange to give some shape to these individual petals. I wasn't entirely satisfied with the lifting. I didn't feel like it gave me quite the light that I was looking for. Here I'm trying to give variety to the shapes of these petals, these orange petals. So now, when I'm working around the begonia, I'm trying to add some dark values, which pops the bright values out. It brings attention to the light. So I really love rich color and dark values in my painting. I've gotten used to painting in recent years with acrylics. So here I have pulled out my Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White, and off camera I'm mixing that white with a few of these same colors that I've used, just to get a little more brightness back into these. I'm also reshaping the petals a little bit. They, when I was painting around them and painting the leaves, upon looking at them from a distance, I just felt like some of them could be a little bit rounder. I'm popping a little bit of light, defining some more petals. I tend to spend quite a lot of time doing these final nuances. I use my finger to blend the edges so I don't get hard edges. I spend quite a bit of time on these final nuances because I think it makes a big difference in a watercolor. I'm taking Dr. P.H. Martin and some green gold and a little bit of orange here, shaping petals a little bit more. I've long let go of my reference photo. I will be assembling all 3 of these videos, creating this painting. This is the third of 3. I started it and I have sped it up 4 times the actual speed that I was painting, and I've edited out some dead spots, so hopefully you will find it interesting to see the full painting from beginning to end. Just subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be posting that shortly, combining all 3. It will probably take about, I would guess, maybe 45 minutes to watch it all total. Or you can watch it in 3 segments. So I'm just continuing to tweak this begonia. I want it to have lots and lots of shape to it, not just be flat petals. Now there's a hard edge on that petal. I can't remember if I went back and did anything with that. I'm kind of working all around this. So when I work this way, you know, one area can dry while another area is being painted, and then I can come back. It's kind of a dance that I'm doing with my colors back and forth. Looks like I have some white again, or some Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White with some yellow mixed in. I'm using a Chinese calligraphy brush. You know, I find the point on these brushes to be really nice when I want to go into little crevices here. And I don't use it because it's so affordable, but it's ridiculously affordable, these Chinese calligraphy brushes. I took a class years ago with Guan Weijing doing a portrait class, and he's a master portraitist, lives in China, and he only uses these brushes. He used Chinese calligraphy brushes for his paintings for many, many years, and he only uses Cotman watercolors, so a student grade watercolor. And oh my gosh, the things he can achieve with that. Once again, I'm lifting here so that it looks like these coleus leaves have some three-dimensionality to them. I try to step back. There's a lot of stepping back that you're not seeing in this video because I removed a lot of the stepping back and the quiet times. I'm only giving you the action so that you don't have to be sitting and watching paint dry for the longest time. Orange and yellow flowers are a bit of a challenge because you can't darken them very much, so you have to really kind of sneak up on the shaping and the values, or they just look really dark. And here is my final product, if you will, my final painting. It's a little heavy-handed with color, but I'm pretty proud of it. Thank you for watching, and check out my YouTube channel.